So Joshua Cribbs was on the Bernie Kosar show, talked about Kevin Stefanski and the potential for this year's Browns team.
It's almost like you can't count your eggs before they hatch. And that's what I want for this team. That's the bar I've set because they have the talent. Coach is a talent by himself. He gets a lot of heat, as did any other coach here in Cleveland. So it's not like we're giving him a bad rep. Every coach that's setting his, and he's ready for it. Yes, he's a little bit more temperate than we want him to be, than I want him. I want him to be yelling sometimes and to cuss sometimes. I want to hear him cuss.
And that's what I was going to say. If you guys ever heard him get mad or cuss somebody out.
Maybe that's not a bad thing, but I just don't like it. But maybe it's not a bad thing that he's even keeled.
Okay.
I just want the winning. I'm a root for him. In Stefanski, we trust while he's our head coach. Hopefully he gets the job done. I'm going to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. That's how I have to rock out.
Because I think we all want to see him do well.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
We want to see him win. Yeah,
definitely.
And there's a balance, too, between that emotion and making sure it's genuine.
So guys, they got 2 to 3 years.
So if it's not genuine, then finding people around.
You guys know this.
Hey.
He has 2 to 3 years.
Hey.
Because of the talent that he has. Nick Chubb, these guys, they're not going to be in their prime forever. So he has to win now.
And Tim, that the clock is ticking, and it's what happens when you have a quarterback and a Myles Garrett and a Nick Chubb. You're paying guys, and results need to be there.
100%. I mean, in theory, this year, you would have to imagine there's no excuses for not getting the job done. I mean, you have Deshaun Watson, who already played 6 games. You know, he's kind of gotten back up to speed in some respects in the NFL after missing almost 2 full years. So again, with him, Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, all these key components, and especially what they've done to add to the wide receiver group, getting Elijah Moore, Marquise Goodwin, and Jordan Akins, there really is no room for error for Kevin Stefanski. Browns got to win, and I know they're in a tough division and tough conference, but on paper, they have a lot of talent to match up and beat some of these teams. And we talked about before about the coaching upgrades, you know, with Jim Schwartz for the defense, Bubba Ventrone for the special teams. They've done a lot of things to try and fix some of the problems they had a year ago that hurt them. Now, you know, with what should be an improved defensive front, especially against the run, with more weapons out there in the passing game for Deshaun Watson, and offense is probably more tailored to what Deshaun Watson likes to do. There's no reason this team shouldn't be in the playoffs, and if they're not, something went wrong. And unless it's, you know, so many key guys went down with injuries or whatever, you never. I mean, we know the Browns sometimes have itchy trigger fingers as far as getting rid of coaches or whatever. We've seen that throughout the 20-plus years since they've come back in the NFL. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but, you know, the best way for him to ensure his job security, get in the playoffs, win another game, go at least as far as you did back in 2020 when the Browns went on that surprise run of the AFC divisional game.
The other thing is he brought in different personalities with his coordinators in Bubba Ventrone. High-energy guy. Jim Schwartz, no-nonsense guy. Isn't a yeller or screamer, but he'll let you know when you do something that isn't quite there. So I like the mix.